Okay, let's talk about exponents. So we're in exponential functions now. You've learned how to, given an initial value, a percentage, whether it's growth or decay, you've learned how to write an exponential function. And up till now, we've been using x in our exponents or t for all of them. Well, things are about to change because things don't always grow or decay in an exact year. Okay. So what we're going to have to do now is talk about what other exponents we can have. And this is only talking about the exponents. So when I say that, we're talking about, I'm only talking about this guy right here. This is the exponent. Okay. So if that's the case, if you're reading along and it says if the value changes every 3 years, every 6 years, every 2 years, a number other than every year, which is one, whatever this number is, you're going to put in the exponent as x divided by whatever that number is. So say, as an example, it says every 3 years. Well, then your exponent would be f of x, p1 plus or minus r, and I'm only talking about the exponent, would be x divided by 3. That means because they want it calculated on a yearly basis. And so if it's done every 3 years, then it has to divide by 3 to break it down to 1 year basis. Okay. If the value changes every month, then your exponent up here instead of x is going to be 12x, 12 times x, because it happens 12 times in a year. Again, it wants to break it down for the entire year. If it happens every week, now you don't know this yet. You're not going to want to use 52.18. We're not going to even do it. We're not going to use 52.18. We're going to use 52x. That's the number that you're going to put up here in your exponent. Okay. The 52.18 is more accurate because that's what JCC professors higher than me wanted us to use. But you know what? Mom's going to want 52x. I'm cool with 52x because that's what everyone in the world talks about anyways. Every day would be 365. Again, that's how many is in a year, x. So that's what would be in the exponent. Quarterly, if it changes, if the value changes quarterly, or if the value changes every 3 months, your exponent's going to be 4x. If in mom, she uses semi-annually. If its value changes semi-annually or every 6 months, that happens twice a year, so 2x. Or if it happens every 4 months, that would be 3x, right? Hold on to that in case I need it. All right, you have saved $1,000 to invest in a savings account. That's our P, our initial value. Write an exponential function for the value of this investment for each situation that follows. All right, percent, 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 percent. Okay, so the percents are all the same. The only thing changing here is going to be my exponentials. So I'm going to have f of x is equal to 1,000. It's 4%, so that's 1, and it's growth, plus 0.04 to the, and this one's every year, x. So my answer is f of x is 1,000, 1.04, and because it's every year, the exponent is x, and that's the answer for that one. The next three, I'm going to write f of x is equal to 1,000, 1.04, and I'm stopping there because I want to discuss the only thing different here is the exponent. Now, use the notes I just gave you. Use the fact that if it's every blank years, you would put x over whatever that blank was. So I want you to write in what you think this would be. Pause the video, give yourself a second to do it, or a minute, or whatever you need, and then come back to see if you get the same thing. I want you to do this for all three of these to see if your answer aligns with mine, to make sure you understand it before you go to the next piece, okay? So every 2 years would be x divided by 2. That's in the exponent. All right. So when you used your caret, say you were putting this in a calculator, plugging in for x, you'd use caret. You're going to have to use parentheses for your exponent. Actually, you probably don't, because it's x divided by 2. Increases by 4% every 6 months. How often does every 6 months happen? Where's it at? Right here, 2x. So I'm putting 2x in my exponent. Every 3 months, I gave you this information as well, and that is 4x. 3 months happens 4 times a year, so 4x is in my exponent. Okay, let's go to the next one. An investment is initially worth $7,400. Write an exponential function representing the value of this investment after t years. We're going to use t instead of x in each of the following situations. So I want you to attempt. Let's do one at a time. Attempt this one, come back, see how you did. Attempt this one, come back, see how you did for each of these. Okay. This is going to help you before you get by yourself with your homework. So the value increases. We know that this is our initial value. This is our P for each one of these. And I'm going to use F of T since we're using T, 7,400. And it's increasing by 3.6%. So 1 plus, take 3.6 divided by 100. And I get 0.036. And it's every year, so it's just X. All I need to do now is to clean up, simplify my parenthesis, 1.036 raised to the X. There's my answer for that one. The same investment has an initial value of 7,400, but this one is decaying or decreasing by 2%. So 1 minus 2%, 2 divided by 100 is 0.02 every year again. So X is my exponential. Oh gosh, y'all, I'm so sorry. It should be T. It's F of T. Please, I'm so sorry. Have it, right? 7,400 and I think it's 0.98. I just want to make sure it's right. 1 minus 0.02 should be 0.98. Yeah. And this is raised to the T because it's every year. Let's go to the next one. F of T. This one's different. 7,400 though. It's increasing. So we have growth. So it's 1 plus 11 divided by 100 is 0.11 every 3 years. Every blank years gets X divided by blank, divided by 3. And now all I need to do is T divided by 3. I won't have issues with that in my exam because I make the same stupid mistake. But mom will count it wrong. So if they're using T, you have to use T. And if you get it counted wrong, it's usually because of that. It's increasing, just making sure my notes are right. T divided by 3. There's my answer for every 3 years growth of 11%. And then the last one, again, I hope you're pausing yourself and attempting this yourself before you come and do it with me. This one's decaying because it's decreasing by 5%. So it's 1 minus 5 divided by 100 is 0.05. And this one's every 6 months. And I told you every 6 months, it happens twice a year. So that's 2x for my exponent. So 2t, caught that time. So just tidying up by simplifying. Simplify your parentheses, y'all. Do not leave it like this. I have said this in the last video. It makes me nauseous. It makes me want to pull my hair out. You can math this. You have a calculator. I'm going to stop. 1 minus 0.05 should be 0.95. Yep. 0.95. And again to the 2t. And there's my answer for that one. Let me know what questions you have. All right. A new home is purchased for $150,000. That's my P. The value of the home increases. So we have growth. I know it's growth because it's a percent. every 2 years. This tells me it's going to be an x over 2. Write an exponential function for the value of the home using time in years as the input quantity. So I'm just going to use f of x because they don't tell me to use t. The initial value is 150,000. And it's 1 plus because there's growth. 11 divided by 100 is 0.11. And then my exponent is x divided by 2 because it's every 2 years. The last thing is to make sure that you simplify everything. So 1.11 to the x over 2. I will take points off. Okay, you need to do this. If you don't do that for 10 questions, that's 10 points off your exam. So you already have a 90 just for not adding or subtracting 2 numbers. All right, let's go to the next one. A new home is purchased for $200,000. There's my P, my initial value. The value of the home increases, so we have growth because it is a percent by 1.5%. To change that 1.5 to a decimal, 1.5 over 100 is 0.015. And then it's every 5 years. So it's going to be x over 5. That's how I evaluate this as I'm going through myself. I should make you pause and do this yourself. Hindsight. You pause now. Write an exponential function for the value of the home using time in years as the input quantity. So f of x, they don't tell us to use a t. Input is our initial value is 200 grand. 1, 2, 3. 1, it's increasing, increases, plus 0.015. And my exponent is x divided by 5. Tidy this up, simplify. 1.015 to the x over 5. So there is my exponential function. Okay. Now we're going to solve for what the value will be in 5 years. It's going to be higher than 200 grand because it's increasing, because it's growing. So we're going to take f of 5 years because x is time, 200 grand, 1.015, and we're going to put x is where the 5 is, divided by 5. We're going to put this in your calculator. Yes, it's the same thing as 1. But I want you to see how this goes in your calculator, which is why I'm having you do this. And perhaps I should go in and have you do 10, not even 10, do 7 years. We'll do that after this, just to check your numbers. So if you're putting this in, you're going to put 200,000, parenthesis, 1.015, close parenthesis, exponent, caret, parenthesis. Actually, you shouldn't have to do it now. 5 divided by 5 equals. Let me see if that's the same thing. 43,091. Nope, it's not. So that's wrong. All right, so 200, parenthesis, 1.015, close parenthesis, caret, open, 5 divided by 5, close parenthesis equals. Yeah, that's better. So you have to put parentheses where I put parentheses. If you don't, if you put it without parentheses in this top one, it's going to take this 1.015, raise it to the 5th power, then divide the number, the whole thing by 5, because your calculator will only do what you tell it to do. So the value of the home, I have to write a sentence. The value of the home in 5 years will be, don't forget your dollar sign, $203,000. Okay. I want to do this one with what will the value of the home be in 7 years? I just want you to see question mark, how to put this in. So this is f of 7, 200,000, 1.015 raised to the parentheses 7 divided by 5, close parentheses. So when I put this in, it's going to be 200,000, open a parenthesis, 1.015, close parenthesis, caret, open a parenthesis, 7 divided by 5, close parenthesis, equal. And that's what I got. If you would have done this by order of operations, I just want to show those folks who like to do that. It's 1.015 raised to the power. Notice I didn't have to put parentheses around that because I'm not multiplying it all in one step. So I have to raise it to the power. You do have to use your parentheses in your exponent. Equals times 200,000. And you get the same answer. Okay. Is the value, or will be the value in 7 years. Please note, I went to the 100th place. It's American money. You have to go to the penny. And so you need to go 0.56. There's no options here. I will take points off if you do not. Let me know what questions you have on that. Let's go to the next piece. A new home is purchased for $195,000. The value of the home decreases by 4% every 3 years. I want you to pause the video and do this one yourself, since I haven't given you that option. All right, we see that this is decaying. So we're going to use 1 minus. This is my P, my initial value. So F, we're having to use X or T. Okay, F of X is the value of the home. Is 195,000 initially. And it's decaying. So 1 minus 4%. 4 divided by 100 is 0.04. Must be in Florida. And it's every 3 years. So every blank years is X over that blank. So X over 3 is in your exponent. Do not leave it like this. Please simplify to 195,000, 0.996, 96, yep, 96. And then X divided by 3 is in your exponent. I don't need parentheses when you're setting it up for the exponential function, but when you're putting in your numbers, you need to know you can put parentheses around it. It's not going to hurt anything. But once you come down to what will the value of the home be in 3 years, you need parentheses so that you remember to put it in the calculator. If it's not written down, I'm not going to do it. So F of 3, this one's in 3 years. I hate we're using the same number. That's odd to me. 0.96, that's decaying, all right. Parenthesis, 3 divided by 3, close parenthesis. Okay. So 195,000, open, 0.96, close, caret, open, 3 divided by 3, close, equal. $187,200. So the value of the home will be $187,200, $187,200 in 3 years. That would hurt. Last page. Woot woot. All right. A new home is purchased for 420 grand. The value of the home decreases by 8% every 4 years. Write an exponential function for the value of the home using time and years as the input quantity. Before you do this by yourself, this makes me nauseous. I don't know why we're doing this. I want the value of the home in 19 years. Let's just do it. It doesn't divide evenly to a 1, which I don't know what the heck's going on there. So let's go ahead and do this based on 19 years. If you want to do the exponential part, come back and check yourself and then do this one. That's cool. But just please pause the video, do this one yourself, and come back and see how you did. All right. So we've got, this is our purchase price. So that's our initial value. It's decaying because it's decreasing. And I know it's decaying because it's a percent, which is 8 divided by 100, which is 0.08. And it's every 4 years. So it's X divided by 4. All right. exponential function, f of x, initial value 420 grand. It's a nice house. Decaying by 8%, so 1 minus 0.08, and the exponent is x divided by 4. So f of x, tidy up my parenthesis, 0.92 raised to the x divided by 4. So there's my exponential function. Now I'm going to plug in 19 for my x, and I get 420,000 times 0.92 raised to the, don't forget your parenthesis, 19 divided by 4, close parenthesis. When you put this in, I've done order of operation, I've done straight in every time. So I'm going to do for this for the folks in the cheap seats, the order of operations. Actually, they're the ones who are doing a great job. So 0.92 raised to the open parenthesis, 19 divided by 4, close parenthesis equals times 420,000. And I get 282645 point. I have to go to where the 0 is, but that number to the right of it is greater than 5. So I need to add 1 to that hundredths place. So 11 cents. I am going to put it in for those who don't use order of operations. 420,000, open a parenthesis, 0.92, close parenthesis, caret, open a parenthesis, 19 divided by 4, close parenthesis equals. And I got the same number. Okay. Will be the value of the home. In 19 years. Okay. I probably did a different number in class. Just go with either one. You should be able to get the answers that we did. So please make sure that these, if you don't, I would say make sure this one is listed on your notes, the x divided by the number of years if you're given this. The rest of these, I think there's a way you can condense them to where you maybe only need 1 or 2 of them, because as long as you know that there's 12 months in a year, 52 weeks in a year, 365 days in a year, we skip leap year. You understand that quarterly happens 4 times a year. Every 3 months happens 4 times a year. If you understand these, write the ones you don't. You won't remember that you're like, oh, I forgot about that. You know, something like the every 3 months or the every 4 months. That's when people they'll sometimes write 3x and 4x accidentally. So do what's best to support yourself. Let me know what questions I can answer to help you understand this better.